Yo, 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 yo. It's your main man, E-Vapors, Cartalk TV, Car Show Real. It's on right now, man. So I need y'all to go ahead and tap in now. Tap in. We're going to let Car Show Real log in on the Cartalk TV account. Let's go, man. Hey, game time is over with. We got another stunner for you. We got another good one for you, man. We not bringing the same stuff, man. We bringing something different every time, man. So Car Show Real going to log in from the Cartalk TV account. And we're gonna get this thing going, man. Yeah. Tell everybody, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We back again. Your main man, E-Vapors, Car Show Real, man. Come on. Y'all know who do it. Hey, they know who do it, right?
Yo, we in here. What's good, man?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, man. It's a good Sunday, man. I'm living blessed. No stress. It's time to go, man. We got another good Car Talk TV on a Sunday, man. Let's
Oh yeah,
roll.
for sure, man. Everyone is a good one. Everyone is a good one. But yeah, this it's gonna be another special one because it's somebody from my hometown, you know.
Yeah. I always love to see the hometown heroes, man. As the newspaper would say, local boy makes good. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to see the hometown folk do great, man. So, you
Yes,
ready to bring in Marvin the Motivator?
man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Marvin the Motivator in, man. He's today's guest, man. I think your connection is a little in and out.
Mine.
Okay, now your connection was fading a little bit, man. It's all good. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing going, man.
Hold on. Let me try one thing. I think I might have.
All right, so yeah, we got another
All right,
good
we're gonna
show
try
lined up,
this.
man. We got Marvin the Motivator, man. Anybody that's on that fitness journey, man, I'm rocking with you, man. It's hard to work. It's hard to take care of the family. It's hard to work out and eat right and do all those things, man. So we're gonna take some advice from somebody, man, that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna say, yeah, you can do it. This is how you do it. And we want to tap into a story, man. So I know that's your guy, man. So I'm gonna sit back, man, and let you do what you do,
Yeah,
man. I'm just ready to throw my questions in there, man, for your guy, man. So let's go ahead and bring him in.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So let's get Marvin the Motivator in here, and we're gonna get this thing going, man. So let me definitely welcome him to the Car Talk TV show, the Car Talk TV
What
family.
up? What up?
And
What up?
hey,
What's happening?
there you go. Hey, we got Marvin the Motivator in here, man. You know how to say straight out of Compton, straight out of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of Baltimore, Marvin
Yes,
the
sir.
Motivator. How you doing this evening, man?
Man, I'm doing all right. How about yourself, man? Blessed and highly favored, man. How y'all doing?
Man, big
Doing
bless,
great over here, man.
I
big
see.
bless, big highly, big favorite. You know what I'm saying? All of the
Hey.
above. All
Oh,
of
wow.
all of the
Definitely.
above, man. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just ready to sit back, man, and enjoy the show, man. And I got some questions for you as well, man. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
for
want to
sure.
give you a proper introduction, man. So hey, Kasha Rel, do what you do, baby, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's kick it from the top, man. Explain to everybody that's tuning in, that's going to be watching it live and also on a replay, who you are and where you're from.
First and foremost, I'm Marvin, also known as the Motivator. And I am from the hometown of Baltimore. You know what it is.
Cool, man. Cool. So let's take it all the way back to the beginning, man. Tell us how you got into fitness.
All right. How I got into fitness. Like a lot of kids, first of all, back in high school, I used to be an athlete. Bro, you came to one of my games. You know how
Yeah.
I get down. Uh, and I love playing football, man. So it was a big thing for me. I was an athlete. I did lift weights during that time, but it wasn't really like it was more so I was worried about being fast than anything. So I didn't worry about size too much. But needless to say, um, ended up getting shoulder surgery, which kind of cut my college career short as far as athletics are concerned. I still got 3 screws in my shoulder to this day. Um, Hopefully, we can get into that later on down the line on what that entailed for me mentally. Um, but then later on down the line, pretty much, I didn't work out and all that kind of stuff, and got happy at home. It just kind of chilled out for the most part. But what really got me into fitness was after I lost my job. First time, I had always worked since I was like at the age of 13, and first time I had ever been laid off in my life. So it was definitely daunting on me. And next thing you know, I needed something positive. I needed something to kind of keep me going. And next thing you know, I kind of dove into it. I said, let me get into this environment. It's something that I'm kind of used to, athleticism a little bit, and I always wanted to add on a little bit of size. And the next thing you know, one thing led to another, led to another, led to another, and I'm here with you guys.
And those stuff. So as you mentioned, I came to one of your games. It's crazy that you mentioned that because it's probably been about 20 years.
Chill, you letting off the age.
Maybe a little bit more since I've known you. And yeah, you were an athlete, in high school. So did that make the transition into fitness, a lot more smoother, like, seamless transition?
Yeah, for the most part it did, because like I said, it wasn't really like completely new to me to kind of get back into lifting. What it was is that hiatus, I want to say it actually ended up kind of creating an animal, because I knew how much of a beast I was like on the field, but I wasn't, into playing football. So especially since I had gotten older and I felt like, my career had kind of been da 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 da. And it just made it easier transition, because I had that same mentality when I played football. Go in here, go hard, leave with nothing in the tank. So it was definitely an easier transition for me. Not to really like, I want to say, as far as the transition, it didn't take a lot out of me. It was really just kind of like getting those gears back rolling again for the most part.
Man, good stuff, good stuff. And I also see that you just switched it up a little bit. You added the motivator to your IG. It wasn't always, the motivator. So where did that come from?
Pretty much that came from the fact that, when I work with my clients, I always tell them, I'm your biggest cheerleader, I'm your biggest fan. And a lot of people don't get the chance to hear that. So I feel like me being who I am, I like to motivate people. I can be, your best hype man. And I feel like that was a part of the motivation part, as well as, I'm hoping that in the near future, I can be able to motivate people on a higher level, with not just through my actions, but also with words and relativity in my own life, and how other people could possibly either be going through the same thing, worse, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes they need to hear that kind of stuff. And just to touch base, when I talked with you, when I talked with you yesterday, there's some people out there that still need to be reached. Some people that, E.T. the hip hop preacher can't touch. Some people that Les Brown can't touch. Some people that, Tony Robbins can't touch, or Bob Proctor. Like we talk about some of the greatest people, and they all come from somewhere. So I'm trying to be somewhere to take it, to the next level.
Man, perfect segue for my guy E-Vapors to chime in, because this is your lane right here, motivation. So I'm gonna give it to you just for a bit, man.
Yeah. And a lot of us motivators in life, man, whether we're social media or whether we're doing it actually in real life, a lot of us sometimes feel like, man, we're the best motivator, man. If I get in front of you or you hear my video, I'm gonna reach you. I disagree with that. I vehemently disagree with that, because I would never be so arrogant to believe that my voice, my look, my sound, my story will resonate with every single person in the world.
Right.
And every single person in the world needs to be reached. Every single person in the world is up, is down, goes through depression. And especially us men, we go through so much, but all you see is this. This all you see, right? When you see us looking good, smelling good, talking good. Hey, I'm up. Hey, how you doing, man? I'm good. Couldn't be better. And that's not always the case, man. So we have to have people of all different shades, shapes, sizes, cities, stories that can reach everybody. A young kid down in Miami, maybe he doesn't resonate with my story growing up in the inner city, North Carolina, but he sees a guy from Miami and can say, hey, he came from my neighborhood. He didn't play in the NFL. He didn't play in the NBA. He's not an actor. What was his path? What was her path? You know what I'm saying? So I would never be to the place that I think I could reach everybody, man. So your story today is going to reach the designated person or persons that is designed and meant to reach, man. So I want to encourage you to continue to motivate people. And you never know who that person's going to be, man. You might not even talk to them, man. They might see a clip of this video
Right.
a year from now, and it changes the trajectory of their life. And it has nothing to do with money. It could be a multimillionaire listening to your story, and you saved that person's life because they was about to take their life, but they heard something you say that resonated with them. So let's not think money solves all issues.
Right.
Let's
That's
not do that. We ain't got to get a
not
list
one
of
bit.
people with money that have taken themselves out of here. Let's not pretend that. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, you never know who you're gonna reach, man. You might reach the president. You might reach the next millionaire, billionaire. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And just so far,
Thank you.
I love what I learned about you yesterday. What I talk on the back line, and I'm just interested to hear more of your story, man. You got it, Kasho.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Man, Leslie, because you touched on your story, your journey, you know, a bit on the back line. It's some stuff that, you know, I didn't even know because, you know, I was in the verge of, you know, launching my own business.
Right.
Could you touch on a little bit, you know, about your beginning of launching your fitness company?
At the beginning, just like everybody else, I think we can all relate is that when you think about going into, you know, your own business, and you think about all these different components, and it's like overwhelming, and you know, you just kind of have to humble yourself. You have to settle down. You have to figure it out. You know, which just take the first step, and just figuring out what that is. You know, figuring out whatever it might be, your passion. It might be, you know, how creative you are, but it's just about knuckling down. And what I did is I took something that I was already passionate about, and I said, all right, so what is the first thing I need to do? What am I passionate about? All right, I'm passionate about fitness. So I knew a little something, but the first thing I did was study what needed to be a part of the craft, and which was learning the human body, how it operates, how it moves. So then that way, I know what I'm doing for myself. But if I'm trying to school somebody or teach somebody about how their body is going to move, how it's going to operate the best way, you know, to reach certain muscles, how to, you know, work on, you know, your respiratory system, your circulatory system, like all of these things are meant to work in a specific system. Our body is unique. And I figured that the first thing I need to do is, if I'm going to work on somebody's body, I need to learn about it first. I need to figure out what makes it go, what makes it slow down, all the components necessary just to make sure that the job gets done and gets done correctly and in a healthy, proper, and healthy manner. So that was the first thing I did, and then you just kind of take it step by step, and you do have to understand that it's going to be a whole mental process behind it, and that's pretty much understanding that you're going to deal with your self-doubt. You're going to deal with being self-conscious. You're going to deal with a lot of different things, your pride, your ego, that all entail how you're going to maneuver through your business. And you know, that was the one thing I had to find out was, how do I want to do it in my own way without kind of like recreating the wheel, and you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I just wife, she was, you know, she was the first one. It was kind of like, I don't know. But then she was like, you know, if this is what you really want to do, then you know what you know what has to be done. And then I had to say, you know, my brother, or my best friend, Gold, you had him on the platform. I talked about him yesterday. And you know, he was just like kind of like put that bug in my ear, because I wanted to try to have like everything perfect lined up before I jumped out there. He said, bro, you might as well cut all that shit short, because everything you think about to go right the way you want it to ain't even about to happen. He said the first thing you need to do is worry about jumping off the porch. Once you jump off the porch, then you can work on redefining the aim. He said it sucks because you kind of got to go in Rambo style, but he said as you kind of like go through it and you get your feel for it, then you can kind of tighten down on the scope. You can kind of start to narrow in. You can kind of start to put that laser point on. You know what I mean? So it definitely took a while, but you know, mentally, that's the first place you need to start. Just calming down, settling down, and figuring out the gateway.
Yep, yep. And you mentioned, you know, jumping off and letting that parachute open. If you never jump, parachute won't open, man. You got to
Facts,
sometimes on the way down, you know.
facts, facts,
Yeah.
facts. Yep.
So, you know, a client coming to you, they want to transform their body or whatever the case might be. What is the steps? Because this is probably the first conversation that I'm having with a fitness coach.
Okay,
So,
so
what are the steps I want to build? I want to build some muscles. I want to get the 20-year-old six-pack back. Like, is it possible to get it in 30 days? Like, if I just go hard, like, but what expectations do you set upon your clients? Like, realistic expectations when they come to you for results?
so my first thing is I always tell them, like, look, you have to be mentally reprogramming yourself on a day in and day out basis. Um, because if you're not mentally ready, then there's no point you even walking through the door. You can walk through that door the first time, but the second time, the third time, what about the fourth time, the fifth time? At some point in time, you have to understand that even sometimes motivation goes out the window, and that's when it has to turn into discipline. And I tell people, you have to mentally understand that this is literally, when people say a journey, it really is going to take you through it's going to drag you through the mud.
Mm.
I even told one of my clients earlier today, I said, do you know how to make a sword? And they like, nah. Like, what you mean make a sword? I said, you know how to make a sword, right? And they're like, nah. I said, well, first you got to forge it in fire before you can
Mm.
shape the steel. So you have to literally understand that you're going to get dragged through the fire. You're going to get beat on. You're going to, you're going to have all these different things. You got to get sharpened up. You got to get, you got to get measured out right. Like, everything is going to play its own part. But the biggest thing is you got to keep going. And then also, as far as like, nutrition, actually, we have to go into that. It does play a big part. I mean, some people think, in a perspective, everything has its own place. So I don't necessarily give one thing any more power than the other, because everything works together. Um, your eating is definitely a big part of how your system is going to work, how it's going to operate, how it's going to burn fat, how it's going to build muscle. So for instance, if you want to build muscle, you're gonna have to be on a high protein diet. You're gonna have to make sure that you set alarms if you need to, just so you can eat correctly. Because I'm gonna tell you now, 9 out of 10 of my clients that first started or are about to start or what have you only typically eat maybe twice, maybe 3 times a day, and that depends on if they're having snacks. Um, and like I said, everything has its own system. Protein is for building muscle and recovery. Then you have carbs, which is actually our body's main energy source. So you can't necessarily cut them completely out. I mean, you can dial back on it because you want your body to burn the fat that it already has. But if you're building muscle, then obviously you have to uptake the carbs, because obviously you burn a lot of fat already. So you're going to need to add that in with high protein, so then that way you can use that energy in order to kind of force feed those muscles that you're trying to build. Then obviously you have your essential fats. Now, fats are definitely essential to how they work with the body and the different organs that need it. So you want to make sure that your nutritional balance has been broken down in some way, form, or fashion. So that has its own part. Then when it comes to exercise, depending on how you exercise, ultimately shapes how your body is working. So I tell people, if you want to lose weight, then, obviously you're going to have to do some cardio. You're going to have to do some strength training as well. All that stuff plays its own part. The more muscle you retain, you're also still burning fat. The more cardio you do, you're directly targeting fat. However, depending on how you do your cardio, can also attack your muscles, which you don't want. Because a lot of people think, just run on the treadmill. You can just run for hours. Yeah, that's true. But then what happens when you start getting, saggy skin and all that kind of stuff, and your energy levels coming down? That's what the muscles for. So if you don't have that, then your body is gonna automatically start to feel sluggish. So it's a lot that goes into it, and I know I'm draping you guys in knowledge if I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
people do need to understand is that depending on how you exercise, depends on how you also shape your body along with what you eat. If you want to build muscle, you're gonna have to lift some heavy weight. You're gonna have to learn how to work your sets, work your reps, do your drop set, John sets. Depending on how muscular you want to, depending on how much muscle you want to add on, is really going to depend on You know, how many days a week you hit in the gym, how long you hit in the gym for. And when somebody says, yo, I want to be this way in 30 days. And I ask them, well, what are you willing to give? That's where it starts. Because I don't want to say anything is impossible, because I've seen some things that, you know, only God can understand. In which, in that case, you know, I never try to deliberately take somebody's dream away. But I will tell them, you know, if it doesn't take 30 days, it may take 45. It might take 60. It might take 90. But the thing about it is, whatever effort you're willing to put in for this 90-day transformation, would you still be willing to do it for another 90 days just to get there? So it's about the aspect of your effort, because effort is definitely going to entail everything. Are you willing to eat right 7 days a week? Are you willing to hit the gym, you know, 5 to 6 days a week? Are you willing to literally put in your rest time or active rest time? Are you willing to get up in the morning, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and go get this workout in? Are you willing to, you know, take a lap around the complex? Are you willing to, you know, go in and I tell you, you know, you got to lift this weight 4 to 5 times, and you mentally like, all right, cool, I got it, coach. Like, are you mentally prepared for that? So I definitely want to say that, you know, anything is possible, but just because it's on the other side of seeming that way doesn't mean it's not unrealistic. But there is a certain realistic ability that you have to have with it too, because you can't be upset for the work that you didn't do.
Man, it seems like you got a good gauge on, you know, understanding your client's needs, and also balancing how far you can push them or how little, you know, you may need to scale back and dial up a little bit. Where does that come from? Like, does that come from you just having a knowledge base and understanding, you know, the humans and, you know, the bodies, or did that come from, you know, your repetition of, you know, continuously, you know, just doing workouts with clients and just going through the, you know, the rigmarole of the routine over and over and over?
It's really like it's really from everything. Be honest with you, because before I, you know, started, you know, researching and you know, getting my certification and really understanding the body, you know, like I said, I was already working out. So for me, it was also a bro science to it too. You know, from being in there, being with cats that's been doing it for years, you know, bodybuilding competitors, you know, that I've talked to, that I've spoken with, nutritionists, that I've dealt with and talked to, you know, so I've gone from one point of not really knowing too much and really talking to people, and then, you know, finding out what worked for me. Now, when it came to looks like we got a little connection going on. But when it came down for me, you know, I was like, all right, I had to drag myself through the fire first. Like, I didn't get here because, you know, it was just, you know, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Hell no. Nah, I had to get forged in fire too. You know, I had those times where I've plateaued. I've had those times where, you know, I'm like, you know, screw all this. I don't even care no more. Like, what you know, what was the point of it? What, you know, what am I doing here? Like, you know, I've been discouraged. You know, I've been through everything that any client has ever been through. And you know, yes, it was a journey for me gaining weight, and for other people, it's a journey for losing weight. But technically speaking, we still go through the same struggles mentally,
Yeah.
physically, emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually. You know what I mean? We still have everyday life that we got to deal with. You know, I got my daughter. You know, somebody else might have 2 kids, but they're doing it better than me. You know what I'm saying? So you can always you always go by, you know, you go by what's going on in your life, and then, you know, and then when I did the research, and then also by, you know, looking and studying my clients, everything just kind of meshed together, because I'm like, all right, well, you know, this, that, and I took my experiences and I've made it into a modal fitness, and I want to keep propelling that to as many as people as possible. So everything.
Yeah. Hey, Carshow, man. You see the comment that I pinned up here, man. I love when Marvin said this, man. You cannot get upset for the work that you didn't do. That's a powerful statement, my guy, Chi-Town Alice, man. Shout out to Chi-Town Alice, man.
Yeah.
That's not just in the gym. That's literally
In life.
in
Everything you do.
everything you
Everything.
do. Hey man, I saw that stock blow up, man. Why ain't I get no money? You didn't put any money in.
Facts.
You didn't take the
Facts.
risk.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So
Yeah.
that's an amazing statement that speaks volumes, man. And as I'm sitting here listening to y'all, man, what I keep paralleling is everything you're saying into like a person's life, where you're saying you got to lift heavy weights, where you're gonna have to do that cardio, where you're gonna have to eat right. It's so many different parts. I keep in my mind, I keep feeling like a person's physical body, you know, they mental and they spiritual. You know, it's like you gotta have a well balance on all of them, man. You know, I don't know what
Facts.
you believe in, but your spiritual side, like what pushes you? What's your faith level? What do you believe in? You believe in God? What do you believe in that's pushing you a higher power that's gonna get you out of that funk? You gotta have a good balance of that. And mentally,
Facts.
you gotta be in a sharp place mentally. Because you
Mm-hmm.
just said you got a child, we have children. And it's
Yep.
like, man, you can't take no time out with my 2-year-old come in the room. I'm a stay-at-home dad. My 2-year-old come in the room. I can't say, hey, time out. Come back in an hour.
No, we wish.
I wish. I gotta make it happen, man. And I love what you're saying, man. How, you know, are you willing to go past the 30-day transformation, 60 days, 90 days? Are you willing to do that? And Carshall, entrepreneur, he walked away from the corporate world. His story inspired me to walk away from the corporate world. Am I
Yeah.
willing to put the work in now that I'm betting on me?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now that I'm
Exactly.
not getting $100,000 from my previous government job, am I willing to bet on Eric Stevenson?
Yep.
And it's no accident. Thank you, Carshall. It's no accident that the first new cars that I've ever bought in my entire life came after I walked away from $100,000 job.
Oof.
Hold on, let me do the dance for you.
Let me get a little cabbage patch. Because it doesn't make sense when on paper it say we're going to remove $100,000 from your intake, but yet you're going to be able to purchase 2 new cars. And matter of fact, the 2021 Tesla was paid for in less than 6 months.
Whew.
Talk about it.
$66,000 Tesla paid for in less than 6 months. And I'm not saying that in no braggadocious way. I'm saying that I'm sitting here with a high school education. I'm sitting here with a person that walked away from a job that I was going through depression on. Because sometimes you don't walk away. Sometimes you get laid off. And the pandemic brought me home, and it kind of showed me like, bro, these jobs can be gone just like that. Are you prepared? Are you prepared when they pull the plug on you?
Yep. Facts.
So why don't I pull the plug on them before they pull the plug on me?
Put the plug on me. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hey, them folk was mad when I put that
Oh,
2
God.
in. They was tight. And the last thing I want to say on that, man.
Nah, go ahead. Talk your talk.
Oh, okay. So
Preach, bro.
on that same note, you know, I had people that attacked me on my last job, man. Like people just I don't know, man. I'm just sitting in my cubicle trying to do what I do. You know, sitting in my office trying to do what I do, and just people just trying to get you. Co-workers trying to get you, right? And I believe a lot of times we go through those things because that's God's way of saying it's time for you to leave. But you need to pass this test first. You need to not lose your scruples. You need to not react in a negative way. I want to see how mature you are because I got some bigger things for you. And if you can't go through a little coworker talking about you, how you gonna go through it when you the boss and they give you a bad review on Google? When you the CEO and you own the company, how you gonna respond then?
Right.
So I say all that to say, man, and again, I don't know what y'all believe, man, but in the Bible, God talks about how he'll prepare a table in the midst of your enemies. Why does he do that? He wants them to see how well you're doing and that you didn't fall for their tricks and that you're okay. Not just okay, you're thriving. A short story. Yesterday, I was out and about, hanging out with my Corvette friends. Y'all know I got the 2022 C8 Corvette convertible.
I saw that early this morning.
So I'm hanging out with 3 of my friends. I was with one of my friends with the Corvette. We had the 2 Corvettes in the middle of the parking lot. We was trying to find each other. One of the biggest people that was talking bad about me at my last job, going around to different people trying to just plant seeds of doubt in their mind. Tell me why she backed into the parking space right across, literally arm's distance from where we were parked in our 2022 C8s. She hopped out the truck. She tried to act like she didn't see me. She tried to act like she didn't. She tried to act like she didn't hear me. She tried to act like she didn't hear me. But I'm just right there, just being me, man, talking to my friend. And it was like 4 people that came up and they were taking pictures of the cars and videos of the cars. And guess what she had to do? She had to walk right through the crowd. She had to walk past the table and see how well that I'm doing. Everything she tried to do failed.
Boom.
And you know what? I could have been like, hey, I see you. Hey, look what I got. Nah, man. That's not how you do it. You just keep being you, man. You just keep showing love. I kept talking to the people, man. I kept just being me, man. Because again, that I could have been anywhere in the city. What were the odds of that one person that talked my name down in that building, parked right where we were?
I had to walk through them.
That ain't no accident. Again, you don't have to fight your battles, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there. You don't have to be negative when they try to pull you down, when they talking about your business, when they talking about you at work at the water cooler, the break room. You don't have to respond at all. You just keep living. You keep thriving. You keep excelling. And I guarantee you, they're going to see you. They're going to see your work. They're going to see the results. And it goes back to what Marvin was saying. You can't get upset for the work you didn't do. I put in work. I've been up 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything I got to do, man, to make sure that my consulting firm is the best. I'm supporting other people. I'm loving on other people. I'm not striking back when I hear people talking about me. And I just talked to you, and now I done heard you talking. I just got off the phone with you, and you talking behind my back.
Yeah.
And I don't say a word. I've never publicly responded to some of these. I almost say to some of these to some of these fellow YouTubers. I've never, there you go, let me calm down. I've never publicly responded to any of them. You know what I do? I just say, hey, thank you, Lord, because I just passed that test. I didn't call that person out for everything that they did to me. I ain't say a word. I just kept showing love. Hey, I love you, bro. Hey, I love you, sis. I'm just going to keep shining like new jewelry, man, and just being the humble servant that I am, man. So everything you're saying in the gym, I just I want people to know you got to do the same thing in your business, in your life, in your relationship,
everything.
In everything, man. So, man, hey, man, let me go and hush up, man. But go Carshow Red, take it away, man.
Hold on, let me say 2 points real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one, when talking about putting that aspect into everything you do in life is funny because that's exactly how I feel about everything else. When, with my wife, with my daughter, because of the simple fact, I was listening to a guy named Andrew Priscilla, and he was saying that that's why he liked fitness so much is because it had all the same elements that you need for any part of your life and any success that you want, whether you want to be a better husband, better father, better friend, better son, better, brother, whatever. Like he said that any element or any aspect of your life, it has the same elements that you use in fitness. And that's what got him into, doing supplements and stuff like that because of what it took for him to be successful, which had the same elements as being in fitness. And then the second part that I was going to say was what you did, I call that redirecting energy. I try to tell people to do this all often. In which in that case is something that I've been trying to work on studying myself, is redirecting energy. When you take negative energy, right, and you actually turn it into a ball of positive energy and you push it somewhere else, now you've taken the energy that somebody else is giving you, turned it into something positive, and then you've dished it out elsewhere for somebody else who may need it. So, kudos to you, brother, for being able to do something like that, man. It's very difficult for people to have that kind of emotional intelligence in order to do so. Because most people, I'm going to tell you now, most people would have been like, hey, yo, Come here real quick. Let me see. Let me holler at you real quick. But you didn't. And kudos to you, brother, man. Takes a lot of heart. It takes
Hmm.
a lot of ego suppression and stuff like that for some people. Because some people wouldn't have let that slide just so easy, man.
I
But
like what
kudos
you
to you,
just said
brother.
there. Ego suppression. I pride myself on not having an ego in a negative way. We all have an
Right.
ego, obviously.
Yeah.
Y'all know about ego, super ego, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We all have one. But I pride myself on not caring about those superficial material things that generally get people caught up with the ego. Look at
Facts.
my car, look at my home, and not just look at it, but it's better than yours.
Yours. Yeah.
Where you're continually stepping on people. And I have zero desire to step on anybody. I have
Facts.
100% desire to build people up. And again, this has nothing to do with money. You could be a multimillionaire and you need to be rebuilt.
Hmm.
Facts.
You could be sitting at home right now watching this live and you got all the money you could ever imagine. You need to be rebuilt from
Facts.
the inside, man, because you're emotionally damaged. A lot of us didn't have fathers growing up.
True.
A lot of us are still learning how to be men. We're learning how to be husbands. We're learning how to be friends, and we mess it
True.
up. We mess it up. We mess it up a lot of times, man. We just don't know how to find our own way. And these
Mm-hmm.
conversations like this right here can oftentimes steer us as people, men and women, to becoming better. I'm 48 years old. I need to get better at a lot of things. I'm 48 years old. I need to get now. One thing I need to get better at is dressing. I mean, I got that part.
Swag.
I,
Get him.
I got that.
Get him.
I got that part. And my boy Shout Out Allison in here. I know I'm out dressing him right now. I know I'm killing him. I'm on his neck. Now, outside of talking junk, having fun, like I just did,
Yeah.
I continually try to get better, man. So when I hear something that I need to get better at, like, hey, you gotta be a
Right.
better husband, Eric. You messing up right here. All right,
Right.
I'm gonna be better at that. You know what I'm
I get
saying?
it.
That's
Yes,
my
sir.
desire, to always get better. Never find yourself in a place where you can't get better. And you say you reached a plateau in working out, right? One time you reached a plateau.
Yeah.
We reach plateaus in our relationships. But just like you have to trick your body, your muscles to go out to go push through that plateau, we have to learn a new way to emotionally handle this situation here.
Facts.
We got to be able to have a chess mentality instead of a checkers mentality. A
Boom.
checkers mentality, you just jump, double
Hmm.
jump, I got you. And next thing that joker done triple jump, one, I got you.
All
You know what we
the
do
way
in
through.
chess? We say,
Hmm.
I'm thinking 4 moves ahead. And that's what we got to do in life, man. And that's what you're doing with the training, man. And I'm just sitting there again. Everything you're saying in the gym, I'm sitting here saying, yo, this is about life, man. And again, I was just sitting here with thinking about Carsho Rail stepping out, before I did from the corporate world. And I'm just like, man, he had to go through the fire of building the sword. He had, and he didn't have a blueprint in front of him.
Nope. Sure didn't.
No.
Not one bit.
Yeah,
I
man.
wish the hell I did.
Man, I salute y'all, man. Hey, and Carsho, I'm sorry, man. I just had to jump back in there with that, man.
No, that was perfect, man. That was perfect. That was perfect. And speaking of cars, I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna
Oh
show
Lord.
Marvin.
Oh,
And yesterday he talked about Chevy Gang. So
Elbow.
here we go. The bubble days, the car
Man,
club days.
Rose.
In Baltimore, and this is a clip. I don't know if y'all can see it, but we used to ride. We used to go stunt out in DC like about a decade ago, right?
Rose.
And you came through with the sixes. I believe you had 24s before that. You had your crew rocking. Take us back to those days, man. I mean, it's Cartalk TV, so we gotta talk a
Talk about some
little bit of
cars.
cars.
Of
A little
course,
bit of
of
cars.
course.
So tell us about your Chevy Gang days, man. The 24s, the 26s. Talk about
Man,
it, bro.
hey, look, I'm gonna run through it real quick, man. First and foremost, man. I do got to give a shout out to my man Rel on here. First and foremost, he put me on game with a lot of different things. From the whip game to the whip game to the whip game to the real get money game. You feel me? and it, just watching him transition also, helped with my transitions as well. So I got to give a big shout out and a big thanks to, Carl Showrell himself.
Appreciate
He
that.
he definitely set the tone and set the example for me. So even back in the day, I always was infatuated with cars. Whether it was old school with, some 26s on there, or whether it was, a Mercedes Benz, S500, you feel me? And back then the S500, that was the top of the line for me. I was like, yeah, I was like, I want one of them. Also was infatuated with the cars with the big rims. And then when I started linking up with like Rel, so first Rel had the Corsica with the system, man. I couldn't hear for a week after sitting in that motherfucker.
That's 20. Now you take it back 20 years, old
I
too. On
know. But all the way up and through. Once I really started kind of getting my money together, man, I was like, yo, I want to, I want to hang with the cool guys. You know what I'm saying? And it was already something that I was into. That I like being around cars. My father, he was actually one that was like, if you get an old school, and you can fix that motherfucker yourself. Pardon my language, but that's what he did. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're right. And when I started seeing, Rel pull up and he got the 22-inch spinners on the Tahoe, and I seen Kevin, he got the Roadmaster with the 24s on there. You got my best friend Gold. He was the first one with the Impala with the 20s on that jump. And then he stepped it up every year after that. Everybody did. And my first set of wheels was actually a set of 24s and whatnot, and that was on the bubble, and I was excited. I was trying to flex as much as I could, man. It was definitely off the hook. I was like, yeah, we can ride anywhere and everywhere, man. And I've always been like a Chevy bubble kind of dude. I like the way that they rode. I was definitely into the look. The look of it really killed me though, because I was always infatuated with the Impala SS. So with my second Caprice, I cloned it, put the grill on there and stuff like that. And I missed that car. I ain't even lie to you, man. I missed that damn Rose. That was my whew, I love it. But yeah, man, just watching a lot of guys come up, like, putting the wheels on and stuff like that, man, and being able to ride around with the team, like especially when we put the certified Chevys together. I mean, we was doing some things. And it was definitely fun. And every once in a while, you got to kind of, move on up and move on out, and move on to bigger and better things. I still got two Chevys in the driveway though.
Ooh,
I
okay.
still got two of them. Yeah, we got the Suburban and I got the Impala. So the newer body style joints. I love the newer body style joints. So got one of them.
So I'm gonna play this clip.
Oh Lord.
I'm only play about 5 seconds of this clip.
Oh Lord.
And then I'm gonna ask you a question. All right.
Lord.
I got a follow-up question for everything that you just mentioned.
Yep. Oh Lord. Me talking shit.
Me? I ain't say I had the fours. Got brand new sixes for anybody who wants.
You had the fours, you had the sixes, right?
Yes, sir.
But eventually, you got out the game. What got you out of the car lifestyle, man?
What got me out of the car lifestyle was actually, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. Was after I had a conversation with you, and I'm not gonna say it was completely and utterly 100% you, but you definitely had the notion of where I needed to go next. And the reason why I say that is because, along with loving the car game and stuff like that, depending on who you're around, it also creates an infection for negativity. It creates an infection for negative vibes. You know what I'm saying? And in drama. And I realized that that wasn't something that I didn't want to be a part of that. Like I wanted to be a part of the culture itself, but not the extra stuff that came along with it. Like it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be, inspiring. You know what I mean? And then it kind of turned into, beefs and struggles and dealing with a lot of different things. And I'm like, yo, this wasn't what I technically speaking wanted to sign up for. And at one point in time, I was still doing it. And I had realized that, Rel kind of like was, I don't want to say he was out of the game because the boy always stayed with the fly whip. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't all the way out the game. He just was somewhere else mentally, and he realized the separation needed to happen. And one day, me and Rel, we was talking and whatnot. I'm trying to figure out if it was the day I came by there. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it was the day I came by there or it was the time I talked to you on the phone. I know it was a couple different times. But anyway, I had talked to Rel, and a lot of people, I want to say hated. I don't want to say hated on Rel. I don't want to, but they didn't like his decision. They weren't comfortable being in a certain spot without Rel. And it brought on a lot of negativity towards him. And I'm like, why is everybody mad at this nigga? Like, and when I talked to him and realized where he was and where he was going, I was like, oh, he's on to something. He on to something. You know what I'm saying? And at that point in time, I started figuring out, well, what do I want to do with my life? Like, is this where it, is this where it starts and ends? Like, okay, I got big rims. I had 4s, I had 6s. Okay. I had, multiple bubbles. Okay. I put double ins and systems, and what's next, bro? Like, what else you got going on? You know what I'm saying? And then I started thinking, I was like, I need to do something else too.
Yeah.
Through the crowd and watch how he was moving. I was watching. I was paying attention. Old boy. You feel me? Whether he knew it or not, I was paying attention.
Yeah.
And that helped make sure that I was making the right decision, because I'm like, yo, if I see somebody else I looked up to, you know what I'm saying, and he started moving on, then I realized that, my best friend, he started kind of like moving on. He's like, I'm with all that stuff. And, and him being my A1, I'm like, bro, whatever you with, I'm with you. He like, well, I'm about to get to this money. Like, screw all the rest of this stuff. Like, yo, let's do something bigger and better. And then, I watched him flourish. I watched Rel flourish. To watch everybody else do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And congratulations to Rel. Congratulations to Gold. Congratulations to, a lot of different people for moving out of that whole, that systematic mentality and being able to move on. So that's where my move came from.
Man, good stuff. Good stuff.
Thanks.
One thing I want to say you dropped on me, man, that I always listen to from time to time, at least like, once a year, is and I don't know if you're still in the audios heavy, but I'm still big on audios. I'm still big on reading and everything like that.
Yeah.
You dropped on me, your wish is your command. And this was around maybe 2012 that you dropped it on me, so roughly about 10 years ago. And man, it's some powerful stuff in there that, if anybody listening that's looking to elevate their mindset, because he talked about, me mentally being, somewhere else where people really couldn't see it. And it was really hard for me to explain because it was something new for me as well. So me trying to explain it, I'm going to just jack it up and make people even more mad at me, So
Facts.
I just had to do what I had to do and just distance myself and make uncomfortable decisions that only people will understand in the future.
Yep.
And, if they was really, really my friends, they will understand once everything unfolds, and here we are, roughly 10 years later, people see it and they're like, oh, okay, I get it.
That's what he was doing.
I get it. Exactly. So your wish is your command. Definitely salute to you on that, Jim. You definitely dropped that on me at a good time where, I was in my my pivotal point with transitioning from, out of the car club world, more so into the business world and, thinking about my future for my family. I just had a daughter, just was unemployed. I got laid off. going through
Yep.
the whole situation, man. But, you know, again, from time to time, that Kevin Trudeau joint, it's definitely a good one, definitely a good one. So,
Yeah.
what is your formula? What is your formula? Because you got a lot going on, man. You got business, you got family, you know, you got the wife, and you got the kid. You know, you got personal time, you got friends. Like, what's your formula with, you know, handling everything so that it doesn't overfill?
Understanding that it's going to be filled at all times. Um, it sounds crazy as hell, right? But when you look at it and you think about everything that you got going on, there's always going to be everything going on. So first things first is accepting that life is kind of like that. Now, the next best thing is how do you manage how do you manage yourself and your time through it? Well, you take it step by step. You know, you work on your time management. You know what I'm saying? Um you work on what needs to be fulfilled to make sure that you're a good father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have to make sure that there's time, and then you also have to find, you know, balances that work for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably one of the bigger things is creating a balance. And also because my wife is my partner, you know what I'm saying? So we've communicated since, I mean, not to say our communication was bad before, you know, nah, it wasn't bad before, but now that we have a 3-year-old daughter, I have my own business and she has her job and now she's got her side hustle. So now we working as a partnership. We working as a business. We got to we got to make sure that we both on the same page. And you know, I just make sure she helps me out with my time management. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. I've not always been the best because I don't necessarily, you know, always account for, you know, small hiccups along the way. And my wife is really good at that. And I'm like, well, babe, I got this, and that going on. She's like, well, you might want to slow down on this part. You might want to move this to this, because what if this happens or what if this happens? So, like, she is that like angel on my shoulder while I'm playing chess.
Mm.
So she's the one that helps me with making my moves because she understands like I have a vision, although sometimes she may not see it herself, but she helps me manage it. So, you know, I've taken what I've learned from her. I've also taken, you know, past experiences on what works better for doing this. And I've kind of ultimately kind of just put those pieces of the puzzle kind of together. And now I'm still working on trying to add some more pieces to the puzzle without dropping the ball anywhere else. So you definitely have to create a balance. You definitely have to find a maneuver in a systematic way that kind of works for you, and as you try to do certain things, you either have to find out what needs to go, what's not important anymore, or what's more important than that. So then that way you can make sure that you manage it correctly. Like my wife and my kid, they come above all else. So, you know, if my daughter has a dentist appointment and then my wife, you know, she has some, you know, another work event that she has to go to, then I have to manage my time correctly and understand that, all right, well, if I can't do my sessions at this time period, well, what's the next spot that I can move and situate other situations, I mean, my other sessions or clients and whatnot to make sure that the job gets done. Because, you know, you don't grind, you don't eat. So, you know, she understands that. I understand that. You know what I mean? Even at my daughter's age, she kind of she's understanding like, daddy, when daddy's here, I'm with it. Like, I'm with daddy. When daddy's upstairs, he's working. If daddy's, you know, gone, he's at work. Like I'm doing something because it's not about me no more. It's about them. So I've learned that my time management is ultimately key.
Nah, that's super tough, man. Super tough, and I love your approach to it. You got
Thanks.
family first, which is a super key. And again, you talked about communication with your wife, and we all can, you know, improve on all those things, the balance of it, the communication. But I want to say this right here as we approach my favorite segment of the show, the Random Five. Carl
Ooh.
is gonna hit you with the toughest 5 questions you ever heard in your life.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
he does a credit check. He does a police report. We might change it to
Got
the
it.
first 48 section of the show. We might change it to first 48 and put you under the spotlight, man. But I want to just
Got it.
encourage you. I just want to encourage you, bro, and just say, man, I'm proud of you, man, as
Thank you.
a man. You know what I'm saying? Brother to brother. It's like, man, I'm proud of you. I know you're younger than me, but I mean, you're in an elite category in
Thank
your
you.
genre, and I look up to you, you know, as a boss in that genre, man. Like, you're
Thank
killing
you.
what you're doing. You know, it's you're at a
Thank you.
great level on what you're doing. I'm looking up to you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
The father that you are, the husband that you are. I mean, just the pieces that you're saying, that you understand communication, all those things, man. Like, you dropping knowledge on me. And again, I'm older than you, man. So I appreciate what you're doing. You have definitely
Thank you. Thank
inspired
you. Thank
me. And Carsho, man, take it away, brother.
All right, let's get into it. So
Uh-oh.
this is called the random five, where I
Okay.
ask 5 random questions and you give me 5 random answers that come to your mind. All right.
Okay.
All right. So the first question: what's your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant is dang. So hold up, time out. The name of the game is Random Five. So I gotta give you a random restaurant.
Nah, like
Oh, all right.
Sure.
I
whatever,
was like, wait a minute.
whatever come off the top. That's your favorite. Yeah.
My favorite restaurant? Fogo de Chao.
Oh, okay. Favorite destination place to visit?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ah,
Yeah, because I know you're a
favorite
world
des-
traveler. You got the passport over there with a few stamps.
Yeah, just a couple. I mean, I still. Oh my gosh. Places that I is it a place that I have traveled or a place I want to travel to?
It's up to you.
Okay. A place I definitely want to travel to is Croatia.
Croatia.
Mm.
I don't think we ever heard that one.
Yeah,
Nah,
Croatia.
that's a new one, man. That's a new one
It's
on Cartalk.
yeah.
All right,
It's. Whew.
dream car.
You said what?
What's your dream car?
Dream car is I'm gonna say a Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider.
Ooh, hey, I knew I liked you, bro. The Huracan is my dream car of choice, man. The Huracan. I mean, the Aventador is great. I mean, Gallardo. I mean, if you say I just bought a Lambo, it's not like any model is bad.
Yeah.
Something about the styling of the Huracan does something for me, man. So good choice.
Same, man. It's that it's simple, but it's so vicious at the same time. I love that Huracan Evo, man. I'm trying to tell you, I love it.
Oh,
Woo.
same here. Same here. Same here. All right. Question number 4. What keeps you going every day?
Um, the look on my family's face. From my sister, I mean, from my daughter to my wife to my mom, looking at their faces and being able to see their faces every day gives me motivation. Um, it's just it's nothing in the world that can replace them, and the only thing I try to do is make it a better place for them. So
Yeah, great stuff. So I got a bonus question after number 5. But number 5 is, how do you want your legacy to be remembered?
I want my legacy to be remembered as the guy who tried to help change the world to be a better place on the outside, on the other side of everything else. I want people to look at what my name and what my legacy stood for was to have people come out better on the other side of whatever they're going through. And that anything and everything depends on how you do with everything and anything that you do. And I just want my legacy to just push the narrative of inspiring and influencing a better culture for
Love it.
everybody, as many people as I can.
All right. You ready for this bonus question?
Yep, let's go. Shoot 'em.
How do you see your life at 50?
See my life at 50. Okay. And I'm gonna talk about waking up in the morning. I can
No,
go.
like life. Like what you think your life is going to be like in, 15,
In
15,
15 years. Okay. My life in 15 years is I'm gonna be happily running multiple streams of businesses. Uh, Preferably one in the restaurant game. Preferably have a nice house, a nice car. As far as business, I also want to make sure that I have dialed into investments on real estate. Also want to invest into like photography and videography company, media company. I definitely want to make sure that my fitness movement is still going as far as YouTube is concerned, as well as my apparel line being out, my blog site being at a high level, my website being able to reel in people by the tons and being able to help people out. and also, you know, make sure my retirement is set up. My life insurance policy has been upgraded to hopefully $1 billion by that time. Then also, my wife is good. She's shopping every day and running me crazy. My daughter, she's older and as well as financially set and free for the rest of her life while still understanding everything that it takes to get to a certain point before she can just have everything. And you know, my family and I, we travel a lot. Business is good. Hold on, there's some other things I'm missing. You know, me and my wife, we, you know, panties still hanging off the ceiling fan, all that good stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, life at 50, man, it's gonna be grand.
Yeah.
It's gonna look good, man. It's gonna look real good. You know, we gonna sit back. We gonna have another conversation like this. You know, with drinks at the table. You know, $1 million chandeliers over the head. You know, smoking on some good cigars. You know, by the fire pit, man, telling the same story long after the show.
Man, I love those affirmations, man. I love those affirmations. I wanna also say, man, seriously, bro, from the bottom of my heart, I'm definitely proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
mean, granted, we don't talk as much because, you know, obviously we both got a lot going on. Yeah. But you one of the few guys, you know, who I've known in the past few decades that I actually watched grow up from a child. Like, I believe you was like maybe 11th grade or something like that when I first met you. And to see, you know, all the things that you overcame, seeing how you groomed into, you know, from a young man to the man that you are today, to, you know, a family man, a husband, a father, a business owner, entrepreneur, and where your mindset is projecting for your future, bro, you got it. You got it.
Thank you.
I want to tell you, continue to keep going. Don't give up.
Certainly.
As your name being Marvin The Motivator, I want you to leave a gem for anybody who's maybe going through a challenging moment that they're trying to you know, what words would you have for that person?
Words I got for anybody that's going through something right now. Believe in you. Believe in you. And whatever dream that you have, ultimately, it's not a dream, it's a message. That message is you can be there. You just have to keep going. You have to work for it. Anything that you're going through right now is just a setup for what's to come. You know, we said it throughout the show. You're going to get dragged through the mud. You're going to get forged in fire. You know, even before your parachute opens up, you know, you're going to deal with some rocks and some cuts and some bruises along the way. Nothing in life is going to be easy, especially for anything that you want. And your biggest thing is to keep taking one step in front of the other. Every day that you wake up is another day to keep trying to be better. There is no yesterday, tomorrow's not here yet. That's why they call today the present, because it is a present. So take that gift that you're given right now and make the best of it. And I'm going to tell you what's funny is because I got that from an actual cartoon movie. Today is gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. All you have is today. That's why they call it a present. That's why they call it the present.
The present.
Because it's a gift. It's a gift from God that you can do better and you can continue to keep trying to strive for whatever it is that you're going for and going through whatever it is that you're going through. You got to go through and through, grow it through. You know what I'm saying? So whoever listening, whatever you're going through, grow through it. It's a bigger setup for something to come.
Yeah. Hey man, we're gonna leave it on that, Kasho.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna leave it on that, man. The setup is the setup.
I like that. The setup is the setup. I'm gonna have to put that on the shirt now.
yeah. Like that's one of my phrases, man. I've been using for the last year, because I was talking about my old job, how they try to set me up. I said the setup set me up for success.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Thank you for the gossip at the water cooler. Thank you for the setup. Because you guys set me up for success. I don't have to work anymore.
Bing
I wake up when I want to wake up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The setup set me up, man. Hey, Marvin, man, you a great motivator, man. Thank you for those words of encouragement for the people, man. Hey, Kasho, man, go and take us up out of here, man, because we could go for another hour, man.
Look,
Hey, one last thing before you take us out, man. I also want to congratulate you brothers on what y'all doing, man. Y'all are really influencing the culture, man. I appreciate what y'all doing, man. Rel, I've seen you grow, man, and a big kudos to you, man, you and your family, and I love you guys, man. You know, E-Vapors, much love, bro. You family now. And I thank y'all for what y'all doing, man, and thank you for the opportunity, man. I couldn't get out of here without spreading my love to y'all, man, for even giving me the opportunity right now.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Look, y'all been watching Cartalk TV with Carl Rel, E-Vapors, Marvin the Motivator, and like that, we see you on the next one. Stay motivated.
Salute.
Peace.